Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, or hi hello if you are new here, and thank you for joining me for today's video. I was not planning to film today and it is about 50 degrees, so I'm really hot, but a parcel arrived for me and I was very inspired to film this video. I hadn't done any makeup today, I was having a bit of a makeup free day, and then this parcel arrived full of makeup and I thought, do you know what, let's do my makeup, and while I'm doing it I can chat about it on camera and tell you guys all of my thoughts on e.l.f. viral products. Here is my parcel from e.l.f. I tried to pick up as many of their viral products as possible, basically products that pop up on TikTok quite a lot. I did also get some other bits as well, just so that I could do a full face of e.l.f. makeup. Maybe there's like one or two things I might have to use for my regular makeup kit, but obviously I'll show you everything I'm using. But I think I have at least 10 products from e.l.f. to show you. And yeah, a lot of them are like dupes, some of them are just really good products. Well, I hope they are. I've watched videos on them and they seem very good. There are a few products that I have used and loved in the past, so I'll also include them in here. But I also have some of their new stuff and a lot of their dupes as well to show you. So let's just get into doing some makeup and putting something on my very bare face. I am also filming in completely natural light as well. I haven't added any of my usual filming lights just because sometimes they make your skin look better than what it actually is, and so then if I'm showing you products it's going to kind of make them look better. I wanted to show you them on real skin and to show you how they act without any lighting kind of changing the look of things. But hopefully it's still bright enough. I do have two big windows behind. The sun is out, so we should have good lighting for today's video. But if it does look darker than my usual videos, it is because it's completely natural lighting and it's just a better way for me to show you makeup and how skin actually looks without anything changing the way it looks, because honestly lighting can make you look really bad or really good. Let's get into it. I have already cleansed my skin with the micellar water, and then I've just had a little spritz of the e.l.f. Apricot Toner, and that is all I've got on my skin. So I'm going to start off with one of the products that I did actually get given free from e.l.f. So because I downloaded their app, or maybe even you can do it online, but because I'd spent a certain amount, I did get a couple of free gifts. I think I got free shipping. I also used my student discount, so I did get quite a good discount of all these products. I'll leave everything linked down in the description box below. But this product was one of the items that e.l.f. did gift me with all of my stuff, and it is the Blemish Breakthrough Blemish Clearing Water Cream with 1% salicylic acid and 4% niacinamide, which is great because I have been getting a few little breakouts on my skin. It's been so good, and then the last week there's been a few popping out, so this sounds really good. I want to give it a go. So you could choose a few different free gifts. I got this one and I also got a sunscreen, which I'll try in a minute. So it claims that it's lightweight, treats current blemishes and prevents new blemishes from forming, calms skin and controls excess oil. That sounds perfect, and you can apply it morning and evening. Oh, also I forgot to say I do have false eyelashes on as well. These are ones that you put on. You put the glue on like mascara and you stick them underneath your lashes. They're kind of like express lashes that last about a week. I have talked about them in previous videos. So that is what's on my eyelashes. Okay, let's see what the texture's like. Oh, it's green. Ooh, it's green and like it feels a bit slimy. It feels nice and lightweight though, which is exactly what I want from a moisturiser. My skin is very oily. I do have some dehydrated patches that I've noticed since I've been getting older, but mainly very oily T-zone. Actually, the whole face is oily. Like this area here also gets really oily, weirdly. So I never go for a too heavy moisturiser during the day. That feels lovely. It feels actually, even though it is a gel consistency, it does feel quite thick on the skin, like very moisturising, which might work well for me because I do have those dehydrated areas, so this could be a good cream for me. Okay, that's absorbed in quite nicely, looks pretty good. Let's move on. So next up I'm going to pop some SPF on, and this was the other little free gift that I got from buying everything, and this is the e.l.f. Skin SPF 30 Whoa Glow Sun Protection and Makeup Primer, although I do have a few primers to try out as well, so I will mix and match primers a little bit. But I was very excited about this product because I just feel like it's going to be a dupe for the Super Gloop SPF, which I do already have. This is my Super Gloop one, and I use this, it's not Super Gloop, it's Super Goop. I don't know why I've said Super Gloop. It's Super Goop, and it is the Glow Screen SPF 30. Really, really love this product. I've been wearing it every single day underneath my makeup and sometimes just on makeup free days. And it just gives you a really nice look to your skin. It almost filters it just a little bit, but obviously you've also got your sun protection there, and then it works really nicely underneath foundation. But this is very, very expensive, hence why I've got this little mini one, which is only 15ml. Whereas this one, which I feel like, is this a dupe? Because it's similar colouring and it's kind of described in the same way, like a glowing SPF. This one's a lot more affordable, so fingers crossed it reacts the same to this one, but I can tell you if it does because this is the one that I use every day. So let's have a go with this one. Okay. So this one, actually, it has a tint the same as the Super Goop one, but it doesn't look as shimmery. Like the tinted Super Goop one, it looks like it has a lot of kind of microfine glitter in it, which I do quite like because it does make your skin look very nice and glowy. But you might prefer this if you don't like such a shimmery look to your SPF. I think I'm going to need more than this, but we'll start off with this amount. I'm not using a mirror, so hopefully I'm spreading it evenly. Well, it goes really nicely over the top of that moisturiser. Like, I can't feel it peeling up or anything. I am going to get a little bit more though. SPF is just like the most important thing in the skincare routine, I feel like, just because obviously the sun is the most aging and damaging thing, so plenty of SPF. I also like to make sure that I am putting it down my neck and onto here. This is like where you notice it when you're aging, isn't it? This area here is what you notice. It feels thicker than the Super Goop one, but I don't know if that's because I've got that moisturiser underneath. I'll always update in the comments because I know I'm doing a full face of e.l.f. now, but then I'll probably use little bits mixed in with my normal makeup routine to like properly test them. Let's have a look how it's looking. Oh, it looks really pretty on the skin. Like, it definitely does give a nice glow to the skin. Definitely not as glowy as the Super Goop one though. I might do eyebrows. I'll let that settle in and do my eyebrows, only because I would normally do my eyebrows at the end, but the stuff that I've got, I think you're supposed to do it before you put any makeup on, so I think now's a good time to do it. Maybe even I could have done this before the skincare. But this is the e.l.f. Brow Lift. I think this is a dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Lift, which I've never used that one. I've heard really, really good things about this. Definitely one of those viral products. It's in the clear transparent shade. I don't actually know if you can get it in other shades. I feel like it's just supposed to be clear. And the idea of this is to give you that kind of laminated brow look, so you brush them up and set them. I did also pick up the brush that goes with it just because I thought it's designed to go with it, so it's probably the best way to apply it. So this is the little brush that comes with it, and I believe that you scoop it out with the spoolie, or maybe you scoop it this end. I think you scoop it out with the spoolie and then you press the hairs down like with both ends, kind of this flat end here, pressing it, because I think the idea of it is it's supposed to be like properly stuck to your head, so it makes your brows look really thick and fluffy, and like it's supposed to really stay in place. At the moment I've been using the NYX Thick It, Stick It Thickening Brow Mascara. Really, really good. This is another viral product. Obviously it's not e.l.f, but this is what I have been using on my brows. So I might pop a little bit of this on afterwards just because it's tinted. I do like a little bit of colour on my brows. But we'll start off with this product and see how it goes. So inside it just looks like this, just completely clear gel. So let's give it a go. I'm just gonna, ooh, it's quite satisfying. I have no idea how much I'm supposed to use. Just taken a tiny little bit on the end there. Let's see how it goes. I'm just going to put it all the way through and just like comb it in and see how it works, and then decide if I'm going to need more or not. Oh, this feels good. Oh, this feels really good. I mean, already look at the difference. It's literally fluffed my eyebrows up, and all I've used so far is just the spoolie end. I think that was definitely enough product. I feel like the brows are getting stuck. Whoa, might not even need any colour on them. I do tint my eyebrows. Okay, that feels good. I'm going to leave that one for a sec and start on the next one, because at the moment it doesn't feel set, it still feels a little bit wet. So let's see. I'm just brushing it all the way through first like that, and then just start shaping them the way that I want them. Okay, I think they're looking good. I've flattened them down just a little bit because I didn't want them like too up and spiky, but these look quite nice and natural. I think the only mistake that I've made with it is that I put my skincare on first. I would definitely recommend doing this before you put anything on your skin because I feel like it's going to stick to bare skin better and get them brow hairs to stick down. Whereas obviously because I've got SPF on, cream, toner, it's a lot for the product to try and like stick to the skin, so the brow hairs are popping up a little bit. So I am just going to add a little bit of my NYX stuff just on the outer corners just because I like them to look a little bit darker and then lighter at the beginning, so kind of like ombre brows. I'm not going to put much at all though. So I do like this one because it's got the colour in it. Okay, so let's move on now. I want to do primer. I'm going to use a few different ones just because I actually have loads of primers to try out. So this is my usual daily primer. This is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, which is a dupe for the Milk something primer, which Milk Makeup Primer, which I've never used. That one also is very expensive. This one is, I think it's about £10. And this one's really nice. Again, for my oily skin, it works really well to make makeup stick to my skin, which I do quite like because it will slip and slide around. So yeah, for me this one works out really well. I tend to take a little bit and just press it into the most oily areas, and then as you do that it turns sticky. You kind of need to leave it for about 30 seconds. But I am going to go over the top with another primer, which is probably not ideal. I should probably use one or the other, but I just really want to show you the different products. But then I also have these to try out, which are the putty primers. Now I was just going to get the poreless putty primer, the regular one, but then I saw they had this little trio set and I thought, well, actually I'd rather try all three of them and see which one I like best before I commit to buying the big one. So I've got the poreless putty primer, the matte putty primer and the luminous putty primer. So definitely something in here for everybody's skin type. Oh, I want to try them all out. I don't know what to do. I think I'm just going to put them on different areas of my face and just see what happens. I feel like that's the only way to try it out. I'm going to put the poreless putty primer either side of my nose here. This is where I've got the biggest pores, so kind of fill them in and put it across my nose. Then I'm going to use the matte putty primer and put it on my chin and forehead, and then I'm going to use the luminous putty primer and just put it across my cheeks because I don't mind them being a little bit glowy. Let's start off with the poreless putty primer. These are tiny, by the way. They are little tiny testery sort of ones, but yeah, I feel like a good way to try them out. So the poreless putty primer has this slight sort of nude tint to it. I'm actually going to use my e.l.f. Little spatula thing because I feel like this is a good way to get it out. Oh, it's so satisfying. I don't know how much of this I'm going to need. I'm just taking a little bit there. And I'm going to rub this between my fingertips and then press it in here where the pore... Oh, it smells really chemically. Press it in where the pores are. I get so much oil here, which I absolutely hate, this oil. Okay, it's not like filled up my pores or anything, but it feels nice. It feels quite thin. I thought it was going to feel really thick. Okay, let's do the matte one and see if this one reacts differently. So the matte one is a white shade. It feels very similar in consistency. They're actually really creamy. I thought they'd feel more powdery as you kind of rub them in, but they're actually really creamy feeling. Okay, this definitely feels different. It feels like thicker. Oh, I wonder if it's made it go matte. I mean, it's quite hard to tell, isn't it? Because I've got a lot of products on. It's going to be hard to make my skin look matte because I've got like a shimmery sunscreen on. The luminous one, I feel like this is the one I'm really excited about just because I love anything with a bit of a glow in it. So the luminous one is this kind of yellowy tinge, but you can see if you're looking at it really closely, little speckles of shimmer. So let's see if this adds a bit of glow to my cheeks. I'm just going to like press it here. Oh yeah, I feel like that has added a bit of a glow to my cheek actually. Yeah, that definitely has added a little bit more of a glow to my cheek. Really like that one. So next up, this is a very, very viral product and I've been so excited to try it out, but it is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter Glow Booster for Radiant Skin. So I'm actually going to use this as my foundation today. I'm not going to add any more foundation just because I want to do a nice summer look, and I do have their full coverage camo concealer to use as well. So I know that by using these two products together, I won't need any foundation. It would just be quite heavy, and I don't want it to be like that today. So yeah, I'm going to give this one a go. I did pick mine up in shade Fairlight, shade 2, and actually it still has quite a lot of colour to it, because I was trying to decide between shade 2 and shade 3, but I'm glad I've gone for this shade 2, because even though I've caught a little bit of colour, I'm still very fair. But yeah, this one is not even like that fair. But yeah, this is definitely a viral product, and also this is a dupe of the Charlotte Tilbury product, which is very similar. I've heard actually a lot of people say they prefer this one over the Charlotte Tilbury, which is amazing, because this, I think, is £14. Charlotte Tilbury, that must be 20-30 quid. I don't know how much that is, but it's definitely a lot more money. So I think this comes with a big doe-foot applicator on the end. Oh, it's huge. This huge doe-foot applicator. And it just says that you can wear alone, under or over makeup, mix with foundation, or use as a highlighter, apply to desired areas and blend into the skin. So I think I'm just going to pop this on like I would a foundation, just kind of like put it all over my face. And then I'm going to use my foundation brush just to blend it in and see how that turns out. This is the Morphe E63 brush. I just really love this brush so much. It's such a big brush that you can just get your makeup done really fast with it. I think this one supposedly has more coverage than the Charlotte Tilbury one as well, which is why I felt like I could probably wear it as a foundation. I do like the applicator though. I have to say, I do feel a bit weird about putting it on my skin and then putting it back in here. It's not like the best feeling, but then actually it's so easy to just use this, just blob it over your face. I guess it's not so bad if I'm the only one using it. But yeah, as we can see, this is quite a dark shade, and this is only shade 2. If you are very, very fair skin toned, definitely go for the lighter shade than this one. Okay, I think that's enough. Put quite a lot on now. Down there. Right then, let's blend this in. So I think my technique is going to be just to press it into the skin. See how that goes. I really hope I'm close enough and you can see how this is looking. So it is a light coverage, and I wasn't expecting anything more than that. It's not supposed to be a foundation, it's supposed to be kind of like a filter for your skin. So the coverage is nice, and I think with the concealer that I'm going to use as well, I'm going to get like hopefully quite a good base out of them two products together. I am blending it onto my neck a bit because it is slightly warm toned. Definitely has that kind of like orangey tone to the colour of it. Okay, so that is pretty much all blended in. I think it's looking quite pretty on the skin. Definitely hasn't given me a load of coverage, but it's covered enough that I would feel like comfortable to go out of my skin like this. It's not like foundation, and you definitely get obviously more coverage out of a foundation. It's extremely glowy. Obviously it's called Halo Glow, so that is the whole idea of it. So I am looking forward to putting a little bit of the concealer on now, because the concealer that I've got is the matte version, and hopefully by blending them two together I'm going to look not so shiny, but not oily, not greasy. I think the problem with oily skin is you want this really nice glowy base look, but in a few hours time your natural oils come through and then you have this glowy skin but with oil as well, and it just looks like a slippery oily mess. So I don't want to do that, so I have gone for the matte concealer, but you can also get it in the hydrating version as well, so if you have more dry skin you might want to get that. But this is the e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer. I have used this one in the past. Actually, it used to be one of my favourite ever concealers until I found this Korean concealer that I absolutely love and I've talked about in loads of videos. Is definitely one of my favourite concealers, so I do tend to stick with that one now. But this one's a little bit easier to get hold of. The Korean stuff that I get, I can't always get hold of it, so when I see it I buy it in bulk. But this is probably my second favourite concealer. It's very good, and I do believe this one is supposed to be a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape. I've got it in shade Light Sand, and like I said earlier, it is the matte finish 16-hour camo concealer, but it has the very similar like doe foot applicator to the Tarte one. So I'm going to pop this around my eyes. It's very, very full coverage, this stuff, so I'm not even going to like re-dip. I'm just going to put it in all the places I would normally put concealer. A little bit on the nose, a little bit up there, and I am going to just put it here, just because I like to use concealer sometimes just to chisel out my cheeks a little bit. And I'm going to use a sponge to blend this in, or one of these little velour puffs which I bought from Amazon. These are so good, I love them. Actually this one's quite used now, so I'm just going to use a little different side of it, and just press this in. I find these so good for pressing the concealer in because they just really push it into the skin rather than a brush feels like it moves it around a little bit too much. Yeah, this colour is definitely a little bit too light. I'll probably use the brush actually to blend that bit in. Let's do around the eyes. Such a full coverage concealer. I definitely got a shade too light with this. Hopefully when we blend it in to the filter stuff, it will look okay. Once I put the majority around my eye, I'm then just going to kind of blend it down my cheek a little bit, just to try and like get a little bit of extra coverage on the cheek there, and also push it into my pores here. This is where I get the problem. On my nose. My nose is always a nightmare to put makeup on as well. A lot of the time I actually leave my nose clear of makeup, maybe just a little dusting on there, just because it goes so funny. Looks pretty good though. Okay, so because we can still see these spots on my skin, I'm going to cheat and use a little bit of my regular concealer, which is the one I was just talking about. At least I can show you it as well. It's the Cover Perfection Tip Concealer from the brand the Siam, which I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's a Korean makeup and skincare brand, and it's just so good. It is a tiny little bottle, but they're about £6 each, I think, and they're just the most thin but full coverage concealer. So even though it covers, you can't really feel it on the skin, and it lasts all day. It doesn't really crease too much. I mean, everything creases a little bit, doesn't it? Colour's really good as well. And with spots, I tend to just put it on like that, and I let it just dry down. I'm going to put a bit there. I do let it just dry down a little bit. I think the other concealer, the e.l.f. one, would have worked better on this makeup look if I had the right colour. It's definitely the wrong colour for me. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it though. I still really recommend this. Okay, just blend that in. The little sponge. I have this to use. This is the Halo Glow Beauty Wand, another Charlotte Tilbury dupe, I think. But I don't know whether to actually pop this on over my powder. I think I might do both, and then I can let you know if it works over powder or not. So I'm going to put this on now. Do I need any bronzer on? Let's have a look. I think I probably do just need a tiny bit of bronzer. So I'm going to go in with my usual bronzer that I wear, and it is the NARS Laguna Original Bronzing Cream. I do like just use a tiny bit of this because it's so pigmented. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this on, and then I'll come back on camera once that's done. So obviously this is not really, it's not part of the e.l.f. thing. Oh, by the way, e.l.f. do their own bronzing cream, so you could definitely get that one if you wanted e.l.f. But I've got loads of this, so I just want to use it. Okay, that's bronzer on. I'm going to add a little bit more concealer just here because it's breaking apart just a little bit, but I do feel like it's because I'm so hot. I can't open the window either because you'll be able to hear the traffic, and that'll be really annoying on the video, so we will power through. But I'm going to add a little bit more here before I set it, and then hopefully that's just going to make it look a little bit better here. Okay, next up, let's do some blush. I think this is the bit that I'm most excited about because this is definitely a viral product, and the videos that I've seen on this, it looks so good. I went for shade Berry Radiant. They have a few different shades to choose from, but I like quite a dark plummy blush, so I felt like this would be the best one for me. This is what the packaging looks like. It is quite small. It's quite a lot smaller than the Charlotte Tilbury one. I do have the Charlotte Tilbury one, and it's, I don't know, potentially double the size. This is quite small. I don't know how much you get in here. Oh, you get 10 mil in here. I don't know what mil the Charlotte Tilbury is, but it's definitely bigger than this, I'm sure of it. But it's very similar in the way that it has a little sponge applicator on the end. It's coming through. And I think I'm going to pop this on the back of my hand and apply it from my hand, just because I'm not sure how it's going to go using this applicator because quite a lot's come out of there. I've probably squeezed way too much out. We're going to try underneath powder, and then we're going to try it on top as well. But here is the colour. I feel like this is going to be very pigmented, so I'm going to dip in and then try and blend it out a little bit. See how this goes. Kind of like to apply my blush quite high up on my cheek, especially because this is a glowy product. This is where I don't like any glow, so I try and avoid glow in this area. Oh, it's a really pretty colour. It's actually a lot more subtle than I thought it was going to be, but I have only put like the tiniest amount on. It has a lovely glow to it. I'm just going to pop it onto my eyelids a little bit. I tend to do this with blush and bronzer. Just like rub them all together on my eyelid, and then you've got a bit of eyeshadow at the same time. And it's not picking up any of the product underneath. It's not breaking anything apart. It's layering on top of that really nicely. I'm going to use my Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. This stuff's just so good. I just go back to it all the time. I find that these velour puffs just work so well with this powder. and I'm going to mainly concentrate it under the eyes, like, and around the nose and chin area, but then I will blend it out all over the face. But don't worry, we will get this glow back. I'm hoping the glow is going to show through the powder, which I feel like it should do. But I do need to mattify a little bit because we will be a mess otherwise. I'm like not sure about putting more blush on now, just because I feel like I've got quite a lot of blush, but I wanted to show you what it looks like on top of the powder, so we're going to do it anyway. Please don't break my makeup apart. Please don't break the makeup. Oh, that's nice. It's added a nice little glow back onto the skin. Oh, I actually prefer it over the powder. When you wear it over powder, it picks up a little bit more of the kind of purpley undertone that it's got, and it just comes up a lot more pigmented on top of powder. So I feel like that is how I would use it, definitely. I really hope on the video this blush doesn't look too much, because it definitely is more blush than I would usually wear. Okay, before I go any further, I do want to spritz over my face with setting spray, and I do sometimes do this in the middle of doing my makeup, and I usually then spray it at the end as well, just for like extra protection. But the main reason I want to spray it now is because I'm so hot that I just need a mist of coolness over me. So the setting spray that I have picked up is the Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist, and this is the dupe for the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, which I use all the time and I absolutely love it. So it'll be interesting to see whether this one works as well. The interesting thing though, the all-nighter, the Urban Decay all-nighter is, I think it's around about £25–27. You can normally get some kind of discount on it, but you get 100 and I think it's 128ml in that bottle. This one is £10, but you get 80ml in it. So, you know, even though it's cheaper, like mil wise, it's not massively different. So this would have to be really good for me not to buy the Urban Decay is what I'm trying to say, because I think I'd rather just get the Urban Decay if that works for me compared to this one. But we'll see how this one goes, see how it works, because it's definitely another viral product and people seem to love it. Ooh, that's a nice mist. Oh, I can feel it dropping onto my legs. It feels so good. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this. It feels lovely, that mist. Obviously put way too much on, but just feels so nice. I will say though, to get this to feel like it's actually going on your face, you do need to hold it quite close. The mist is so fine that if you misted from this far away, it doesn't feel like anything's hitting on your face. So you almost got to be like here to get the mist to spray you. Whereas with the Urban Decay, it's a little bit more harsh. I do like the mist on this because it's a little bit more gentle. It's a bit more of a nicer experience. The Urban Decay is a bit like and it really does soak your face, but then it works, so I'm never that bothered. But yeah, we'll put some more on at the end, but I just needed something to cool me down. Actually, before we move on, I just want to go have a look at my brows, because they feel like they haven't stayed stuck up how I put them. They feel like they've kind of like fallen down, and I can't feel like product in them. Should I go in and add more product and see what happens? Yeah. Yeah, we're going to go more of the brow lift. I mean, I've already used quite a lot. I think my mistake was that I put it on with product kind of in my brows. I'm going to put it in, not touch it. I'm just going to swipe it through the brow and then almost leave it to set before I start fiddling around with it and see if that makes it work a bit better. By the way, I do have very, very coarse, thick eyebrows, so it takes a lot to get them to stick down. Even with the NYX stuff that I showed you and the NYX brow glue, by the end of the day the brows have kind of like pushed through and they are like sticking out, just because they're very, very resilient eyebrows. I like how shiny this makes my brows look. Okay, I think that's worked a lot better, and I can actually feel now that they're like slowly sticking down. So I'm just gonna let them set into place, and I think we might have figured it out. I just didn't use enough product and definitely need to go in without anything underneath. Next up, I am going to pop on a little bit of mascara on my lower lashes. That's all I normally do because I've got these false ones on. So I generally just leave them alone and then pop a little bit on the bottom. Normally I would probably put some kind of eyeshadow on or something, but actually using that blusher on the eyelids and a bit of bronzer has worked out alright. Looks like I've got a bit of something there. This was another free gift that I got from e.l.f. for spending a certain amount of money. In this set I have the Lash Beats mascara and Enhancing Lash and Brow Serum. Quite excited about using a lash and brow serum, although it's going to be quite hard to put like lash serum on when I've got these false eyelashes on, but still I could probably maybe put it somehow on there. But this is the little serum. I don't know what this is like. If anyone's used it and they like it, then please let me know. That is what the applicator looks like. And it says, apply to your upper and lower lash line or your brow hairs AM and PM. It doesn't really say what it claims to do though. And then also in the set came this mascara, which I've never tried this one before. The Lash Beats Defining and Lengthening Mascara. It's not a mascara I'd normally go for. I normally go for like volumizing. Ooh. Oh, quite like the applicator though. That looks pretty nice. It's not going to be very helpful now because I'm only going to put up my lower lashes and they seem to already have a bit of mascara from yesterday on them, which is obviously gross, but there we go. That's life. Let's see how this works. Oh yeah, it's definitely defining and lengthening. I think that's quite pretty on the lower lashes actually. Oh, that is quite pretty. Right, on to lips, which I'm excited about. So this is my last product. And this is another viral one, and it is the e.l.f. Glossy Lip Stain, and I've got it in the most beautiful colour. I love deep berry colours. This is Berry Queen, and this is supposed to be kind of like a gloss, but it stains the lips, so it should last quite well, so it'll give you that nice glossy lip look, but it will last you. So yeah, really, really looking forward to trying this one out. I don't know if this is a dupe product or not. Let's give it a go. It is tiny, like it's absolutely tiny. How much are we getting in here? Oh, 3 ml. Yeah, it's very tiny. It claims to be a gloss and stain in one infused with mango seed butter, and the shine fades but the stain stays. So that's quite cool. Apply to lips and let the colour develop for a moment and then layer for additional coverage. Ooh, so we can actually like build it up. Oh, I'm excited. I love lipstick. Lipstick is like, I think my favourite part of makeup. Definitely. I love it. I actually need to wax my moustache. Blusher is beautiful. I've got no highlighter on, and that has just given such a nice sheen. I feel like this lip colour is going to go really nicely with the berry cheeks as well. I guess you could probably use this as a blush too. Let's see what it looks like on my hand. That looks like a really nice colour. I love colours like this. So I'm going to do what it said. I'm going to put one layer on, leave it for a moment, and then layer up and see how dark we can get this. Oh my god, it feels good. Wow. I'm just going to put my lips together. Oh, this colour is stunning. Oh, it's really, really nice. But I am going to let this settle for a minute, like it said, and then just add another coat on and see how much colour I can get out of this. And while it does that, I just wanted to mention that the setting spray is feeling really good actually. I love it. It's actually like made my skin look better. It's brought a little bit of life back to it after I put the powder on. That concealer with the Laura Mercier powder is a really nice combination. Brows are slopping down again. Brows are not staying, so I don't know about that product. Okay, should we go in with another layer? It doesn't feel like it's set or anything actually, so it might feel a bit too much, but we're going to do it anyway. Ooh, yes. Oh, it's so nice. Look how glossy that is. I mean, this looks very, very intense now. But just imagine, like, this is obviously when I first done it, but then once it settles and the gloss goes away, your lips are just going to be stained this lovely colour, and then you can just put a little bit of normal gloss over the top. Oh, I could just keep doing that, but then it'd be too much. I've used loads of this up already and I only just opened it. Well, I feel very good about my makeup. There was a few things when I thought it was going to go wrong, but I think overall this makeup look has come out really pretty and not heavy. My skin, you can see my skin through, and it looks quite natural. I mean, this is not going to be natural to some people, but to me this is natural because I would have normally gone in with a foundation as well. So let's do a little roundup of the products then. So the first two things that I used, this was the Blemish Breakthrough Blemish Calming Water Cream. Loved this, it felt really nice, and I love the ingredients in this. So I will continue to use this pot, and I possibly would repurchase this one because I like the way it felt on my skin. This SPF from e.l.f, the kind of Supergoop dupe. I prefer the Supergoop. But I will try this one out a little bit more, but I just feel like the finish of this one instantly, I just prefer it. It's a little bit more superior to this one, but the price point is very, very different. But I feel like I would spend the money and probably stick with this one. Then we have the Power Grip Primer. This is already a primer that I've been using and loving. I didn't actually buy this in this haul, I already had it and I love it. It's really good, makes my makeup look really nice on and it makes it last as well, like the little bit of tackiness to it. So definitely will continue using this one. Then we have the 3 little putty primers. Don't know about these. I'm going to try these out without the Power Grip one underneath. I feel like I shouldn't have used all of these together. So I'm going to give these a go without the Power Grip and just see if I can actually press them into my pores with nothing underneath and get them to minimise them a little bit. But I definitely liked the luminous one. I thought that looked really pretty on the cheeks, just to add a little bit of a glow underneath your foundation. So yeah, they're lovely. Definitely need to try them out a little bit more. Then we have the Halo Glow. This is really nice. I think this is going to be lovely actually mixed in with the foundation for a bit more of a heavier look. I'm going to try that tomorrow. I'm going to use my favourite foundation and I'm going to add this into it and just see if I can get that luminous glowy look. But I loved it. I like the packaging. I like the way it's gone on. It's a really nice glass container. It blended into the skin really nice and I do feel like overall it's given the skin a really nice, almost like glowing from within look. So would definitely repurchase this and continue to use it. Then we have the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer Matte Finish. This is amazing concealer, absolutely nothing wrong with it. I just picked it up in the wrong colour, so that's why I struggled with it a little bit in this video. But absolutely would purchase it again. Like I said, it used to be my absolute favourite, so I already know that I love it. So I'll save this one, I'll use it in the winter because it's slightly too light for me. Then we have the blush, where is it? The beautiful e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand in shade Berry Radiant. Love this. I feel like this is probably my favourite product of the whole haul, I think. The setting spray is actually, oh no, the lips. Lips, my favourite. I love lips. But this one is my second favourite. It's lovely and I would absolutely say you can wear it underneath powder or on top of powder, but I personally feel like it performed better on top of powder in terms of pigment. It really like picked up the pigment and it did put like a nice glow back on top of my makeup. So yeah, I love this one and I think I'm going to get a few more colours in it. So the brow gel, I feel like I've kind of mentioned most of my thoughts on this. I think I need to play around with it and see if it's going to work for me. The brush, absolutely brilliant. I love it. I really like using this. So even if I didn't end up liking this product, I would use this brush and the little spatula thing with other products, and luckily you can buy these separately, so if you're not sure about this, the brush is brilliant, love it. But yeah, the brow lift product, not quite sure yet. I just don't know if it's strong enough for my particular brow hairs. Then we have the setting spray. Really love this actually. I actually think it's made my skin look really nice. The mist on it is lovely. It's got a nice little subtle smell to it as well, which is nice. Yeah, I feel like I would definitely purchase this one again. It doesn't feel as set as the Urban Decay. Like when I put the Urban Decay on, I can feel the skin setting in place. This one doesn't feel as much like that, but it's pretty close. And yeah, £10. So I think it's £10. It's a good buy. Then we have the eyelash serum, which obviously I haven't used, so I can't really say anything about that. The mascara, which seemed really nice. I've only used it on the bottom lashes. It's not very helpful, but it went on really nicely. The brush is cool. And then the lips, love it. Is it on my teeth? I bet it's on my teeth now, isn't it? Where's my mirror? Oh no, it's not. I really thought it was gonna be on my teeth. The lip product, love. I'm getting this in more colours. It's so nice. It doesn't feel sticky. It feels like an oil. It doesn't feel like a gloss. It's just, I love it. I think you will love it. And the fact that I'm actually probably gonna have this on all day and it's just gonna wear off subtly, so nice. But yeah, that is everything that I bought from e.l.f. All of e.l.f.'s viral products, and I can see why most of them are viral, and I'm going to enjoy using them, adding them into my usual makeup routine. So I hope you guys found this video helpful and enjoyed it, and I will leave all of the products linked down below, but definitely have a look on the app or the website and you can usually get some free gifts thrown in. You can get a bit of a discount. So yeah, anyway guys, I hope you're having a lovely day whatever you're up to, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!